So, through the process of satsang, one would get to know who is the Supreme Lord. Rupa Goswami said that I have been following the orders of lust, anger, etc. I've been following their orders for such a very long time, but they did not have mercy on me at all. And I was such a shameless person that even I kept on following their orders. O Yadupate, O Krishna, I pray unto you that I want freedom from them. Now I have come to your shelter. I have surrendered to you. Kindly engage me in your loving service and accept me as one of your servants. So, somehow or the other, the Vedas are actually the whole motive of the Vedic scripture is to describe the glories of the Supreme Lord Krishna. That is through directly or indirectly, Anvay or Vyatirek. The only motive of singing glories, the only purpose of Vedas is to sing the glories of Supreme Lord Krishna. All the Vedas, Vedavyas divided the Vedas into 4 parts: Rig, Sam, Atharva, Yajur. Rig has all the mantras, the syllables. Yajur Ved is about action. Atharva Ved is about the Tantra Vidya, about killing, about destruction, etc. The people who are in the mode of darkness, they follow Atharva Ved. Ved has everything for everyone. So, the purpose of Vedas is to take people from all modes towards Supreme Lord. Whatever kind of nature one have, the purpose of the Ved is to gradually take them to the platform of spiritual knowledge. The original nature of people may be from any mode, that is mode of goodness, passion or ignorance. So, the purpose of Vedas are to take them towards the spiritual platform. Just because of their original nature, they have come to this world. They are following their original nature. But the Nivritti Marg, that is the spiritual path, is aligned a little away from it. The Shastra acts as a bridge between them. If one may be staying in the mode of ignorance, then the person who is in the mode of ignorance, they are instructed to worship the demigods and demigoddesses of the modes of ignorance. Those who are in the mode of ignorance, they offer non-vegetarian food and alcohol to such demigods and goddesses. One may think that what happens? Why do they do this? Actually, it is offered only once in a month, that is on the night of Amavas. Not every day, and that too in the night at 12 o'clock, so that not many people can get an opportunity to look at it and see it. And here too there is Sutak, there's this thought about Sutak and Patak. Sutak and Patak are when someone dies or some new baby is born in the house, so it is forbidden during that time also. So even then, that means even the percentage is lessened a little bit. There are many do's and don'ts to offer this kind of food. No illicit sex has to be followed during this offering. To control the senses, there is an organization of marriage, so that he could control his senses by accepting one wife or one husband. So many different ways and methods are instituted in the Vedas, so that gradually the devotee, the person, can be purified and be elevated to the platform of spirit. The purpose of Vedas is only to glorify the Supreme Lord Krishna. Once a professor of university came to me during the afternoon, and someone wrote in the university an article that they have mentioned about that it is written in Vedas that you must drink alcohol. Even rishis used to kill cows and drink alcohol. So such things the professor told me and showed me the book as well. Then I told him about the same verse, and I thoroughly explained him in this manner that I have just instructed you, that why did they take alcohol. Earlier, when they used to kill animals, they used to kill the older animals and used to take them to a higher spiritual platform. If someone may conduct an operation to cure the patient of the disease, then is he doing a right thing or wrong thing? Why? Because he is cutting the stomach of the patient through a knife. But if a dacoit does this, he will be put behind bars. If the dacoit uses any weapon or a knife, even if he is not able to kill the person, even then he'll be put behind bars. But if a doctor cuts the entire stomach of a person to cure him, then it is for the betterment of the patient. Therefore, directly or indirectly, the purpose of Vedas is to glorify Krishna. How indirectly? Those who worship Shiv, etc., demigods and demigoddesses, whenever a problem, an obstacle comes, a distress comes, even Shiva cannot save them. Even demigoddesses cannot save its own devotees. That means indirectly it is established that the demigods and demigoddesses cannot actually save their own devotees, those who worship them.
वेद किसको विधान करते हैं, किनको प्रतिपन्न करते हैं, किनका उद्देश्य में विकल्प को संकल्प करते हैं.
The objective of Vedas and the purpose of Vedas is me, Krishna. No one knows this. Why don't they understand this? Because Vedas say Vedas instruct indirectly. Just as a person's child has fallen sick, whatever medicine you give the child, he does not accept it and immediately closes his mouth. Someone may say that you give him medicine forcefully. An experienced Ayurvedic doctor was called and asked him, what does your child like to eat? He said besans. He says gram flour laddu. He says bring 4 gram flour laddu. If you take this medicine, you will get 1 laddu. He says, will I surely get it? He says, you take this medicine and take laddu. He took laddu, he took medicine first and then took laddu. That means does this mean that the fruit of taking medicine is laddu, gram flour laddu? This is not the actual fruit. If you do Krishna bhajan, if you do Hari bhajan, you will get freedom from material bondages and you will get material wealth. But that is not the real fruit of doing Krishna bhajan. The real fruit of doing Krishna bhajan is loving service, is pure love of Krishna. Dhruv had gone to do penances in the forest to attain the kingdom of his father, kingdom bigger than his father. But when Lord appeared before him and touched his face with the conch shell, then Dhruv offered prayers and told Lord that I do not want any wealth. Lord said, you have forgotten. Why did you come here? You were son of a king. You're a small child. Maybe you have forgotten. Why have you come here to penances? Dhruv said that I wanted the kingdom of my father. That's why I started austerities. Lord asked, why don't you take it now? Why are you not accepting it now? Why are you not accepting it now? Why? Because now the thing I wanted was only an object of glass. Now I have got a precious pearl. Now, if someone gets a pearl, will he demand glass or not? No, he will only ask for glass. He will only ask for pearl. Dhruv further said in his prayers, you are inconceivable and unattainable even to demigods and sages. But now I have obtained you. I was looking after glass and now I have got pearl and emerald. Oh Master, I do not want any benediction now. It is my Guru. So directly or indirectly, the Vedas glorify only Krishna. Krishna has innumerable forms. Lord Chaitanya also says in another way, the eternal forms of Krishna are innumerable. Why? Because he has given all his potencies in his names, in his forms. His opulences are also innumerable. He is absolute in his opulence. In all the 6 opulences, are in absolute proportion in Krishna. Whereas the other forms like Ram, Nrsimha, Baraha, etc., they do not have absolute. They do not have these opulences in absolute form. Krishna is all attractive. Someone who may not be doing Krishna Bhakti will get attracted towards Krishna Bhakti. Lakshmi was attracted to Krishna through the voice, the sound of flute. The Krishna has 4 qualities. One is Venu Madhuri, the other is Gun Madhuri, the Rup Madhuri, and there's another 4th one is Leela Madhuri. No other incarnation has these qualities. It is fixed only in Krishna. It is found only in Krishna. Lakshmi was attracted to the sound of the flute through Venu Madhuri and wanted to have Krishna Sangha. She had never seen Krishna. All the energies, all the potencies, all the mellows are available in Krishna, present in Krishna.